This reading is for the star sign of Virgo from now until the end of November, so basically for the next week. Let's shuffle the cards and see what they have to reveal for the Virgos. So, what is coming up for the Virgo? What is coming up for the Virgos? The Queen. Oh, the Three of Swords. This is some heartbreak caused here. Some sadness, hurt, possibly a third party was interfering. So this could be another woman, or it could be like a family member that is interfering between you and someone. But this card means that there was sorrow, there was hurt, possibly you felt like somebody was taken away from you by this third party, or the man that you were thinking about went to date someone else and he chose someone else over you. And this is quite a sad and hurtful energy, and I'm really sorry that this card came up. I really hope this reading, it doesn't resonate for all of you, but this was the first card that just popped out. So I'm getting here that some heartbreak was caused because somebody interfered between you and somebody you really liked. And this Three of Swords means separation. You sometimes means somebody cheated on you, or somebody left for someone else, or they left to go and do something else, and you felt kind of neglected, unimportant, not valued enough. So let's shuffle some more cards and add more detail to this reading. I get the feeling that somebody left you for someone else, and there was like either a friend or family member that was interfering between this. Like they were telling him to leave you, and then he went to date someone else, and that caused you a lot of hurt. So what else we getting for the Virgo? The Ten of Cups. You were seeing your happily ever after with this man. You always saw yourself as having a happy, loving, long-term relationship with him, and this is the family happiness. You could have been like, you have spoken about having a relationship for the long term, or moving in together and enjoying a happy family life together. Okay. The Seven of Cups. He kept his options open, that he did not commit to this long-term happiness that you were talking about, and he kept his options open. And I felt at the beginning that he left and he went to date someone else to explore his other options, and that made you feel like not good enough, because if he was happy with you, with all that you have to offer and all that you are as a person, why would you go and date other people? Why would you keep his options open when you have been already speaking about having a relationship that would make both of you really happy? This kind of relationship could have been what you both wanted, and then suddenly you realize that he still has more options, that he did not commit and he left. You could have found out that he's keeping his options open later on when you find out that he's dating another person, because this Third of Swords is very much 3 people involved or being left for a third party, and this card is the options and being undecisive, and like thinking that he can find better, the grass is greener somewhere else, and that really hurt you because you really gave him a lot, and he felt a home. This is home and family card. It could be in a practical sense, or it could be just in an emotional sense, that you felt you belong and you felt that you can have this a happy family home and the love the family gives. But for some reason he didn't stick around with you, and he left and he was dating other people, even if it's just socially, because all of these cards are about, some are about enjoyment, fun. He was still going out and entertaining other women, and he left you behind. I know this reading sounds so sad, but that's what I'm getting. So why should we ask the cards, why did he do that? Let's ask the cards to give us some more clarity. Why did he leave you behind and he was dating others and having fun and going out and entertaining other women when you are sad and hurt? And why was he taken away from you? That could be another woman coming in and taking him away from you. Or that could have been a family interfering, saying like negative talking, saying this is not going to work out. You better leave it now before it gets too serious. You better break it off. And then he breaks it off with you and he goes and he dates other women, and that really breaks your heart. Okay, that's a betrayal. That's a heart that's being betrayed because you really believed him and you felt really good with him and you really trusted him to kind of have best intentions for you, and then suddenly he's off dating other people. Right, let's shuffle the cards. What else? Why did this guy do this? Let's allow the cards to show us. I will just pull this one. The Five of Wands. So this card is some kind of a conflict was going on, some kind of a fight. It could have been between you and him, or it could have been his own internal struggle that he can't decide what he wants to do, that he wants to do all these different things in his life, but he is struggling about deciding where he wants to put his energy and time into it. Also, this breakup could have been caused by him having a fight or an argument with someone else because of you or around you. But there was some argument, there's some conflict that created a lot of tension and a lot of disagreements. And also this potential loving relationship could have been going against the interest of someone else, because this means clash of interests. People are clashing, they don't agree because all of them possibly want the same thing, or there's something that this happy relationship doesn't fit in that situation. So let's see what else we get. What is coming up for the Virgos? The Eight of Coins. So ever since this clash, sometimes this card means argument between siblings and or people who are close to him in like relatives way, because it's not a mean argument, but it's still, it could be competition going on, like siblings rivalry, or some competition that everyone wants to succeed on top of each other. But the Eight of Coins is about learning a lesson and improving his understanding about this whole situation and having to progress, having to achieve something through learning, effort, progression, whether it's in his life in general, whether it is in his understanding about relationships and why did you show up in his life at the time. It could be a personal lesson that he had to learn to improve himself. But this could have been somebody who's been investing a lot of time into his work or career, because coins are all about the material side of life, in the sense that he had to improve himself, he had to better himself in his work, through learning, through improving, through progression. Okay, so he could have been quite low in his career, and he wanted to make more effort. He wanted to work hard so he can progress higher up in his career before he can do anything else. This card is telling me there is competition going on. He could be comparing himself with his siblings. He could be comparing to his peers, like everyone else is settled into their careers, they're earning a good income, and therefore they can have the happiness, and he's not. Okay. And he feels like he needs to compete with them, but he needs to improve himself to be able to be on the same level. So what else we get here about this guy? Shall we ask the cards, how does he feel about you? Like, what is he thinking of you? Okay, what is he thinking of you? The Two of Cups. Okay, that's sweet. So I see where you're coming from. The Two of Cups and the Three of Wands. So the Two of Cups is about having very close heart-to-heart connection, that you totally agree with each other, you totally understand each other. There is a bond that is very trusting, and I think he broke that bond because you built a bond with him at the beginning and you were talking about the future, and suddenly he cut you off with that sword here. So he destroyed this trustful bond, and you might feel that you no longer trust him, and you will never have this very nice, pure and innocent and kind of kind connection between two hearts, that you see so much, you find so much in common with each other on the emotional level, on the spiritual level. The Cups is about feelings. You could kind of get on very well, and this trust was kind of broken. And also I'm getting the Three of Wands, which means distance or travel. So that could mean that he could see this man is looking towards the sea, towards the ships. He could have gone abroad, because sometimes this card means overseas travel, because he's looking towards the sea. So he could have gone overseas, or he could be coming from a different country. He could be different. He had to leave somewhere away from you, possibly in a different country. Also, this means that there was some physical distance, and for some reason that came in between you. I'm going to ask the cards, what will be the outcome of this whole situation? If this can be fixed in some way, the trust that was broken, if there could be a happy future as it started, like a happily ever after, or if this is totally ruined, because this can turn either way. You could never want to talk to him ever again because the way he betrayed you, and he betrayed you on your most sensitive side of you, the Two of Cups, because I feel you opened with the Two of Cups. I feel you opened your most sensitive, your most private, your most kind of inner self to him. You opened up your heart to him, and he rejected that. He rejected the love that you had to give. Like, you offered him something really good and really special, something that came from your heart, and he rejected you. So that could have been the end of it. Or that can still work out in some way with the Ten of Cups. Like, you could work out that after all, you could still have your happily ever after. Because earlier when I was shuffling the cards, I saw the sun twice. I just spotted it in the deck. So something tells me this situation can still work out. But I will ask the cards now. So I'm going to ask, what will be the outcome and how is all this going to turn out, okay? So the Nine of Coins, this is the Virgo. Okay. the death. This is Virgo and this is Scorpio. And also the choices is Scorpio. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio. And these people, they sometimes find themselves in a big mess in life. Empress. Well, look, these cards are really good. I think this is going to work out to be very well after all. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. The death card represents Scorpio and this is the Virgo. The Queen of Coins is also Virgo. And the Empress could be any sign. What I'm getting from these cards is that ever since you've known each other, your life have been changing in a very profound, dramatic way. Very much total change and transformation that was taking place in your lives. Virgo and Scorpio signs are very similar. These are known as soulmates. They're very similar in their understandings of life, in their ways of thinking, in their patterns of thinking. Also, the only difference is that the Virgo is more introverted and the Scorpio is more extroverted. This is how the signs is like that. M and that goes in. This is the introverted Scorpio and this is more like extroverted Virgo. And so what it means is when these two come together, they complete each other in way they can mirror each other. They see a lot of traits, their own personal traits in the other. And very often Scorpios wish to be a little bit more like Virgos because Virgos are more organized, they're more systematic, they're more mythological, like they're not so overly emotional and dramatic like the Scorpios are, because Scorpio is a water sign, so they are prone to very kind of intense and dramatic emotions that sometimes they don't really know how to deal with, and that can trigger kind of unexpected behaviors. So I'm getting that. Also, this card, not only being a Virgo, but also means this is a woman who has achieved her own success in life. She has paved her own path in life through her own work, through her own efforts. He sees you as somebody who is quite self-sufficient and an achiever, somebody who likes to achieve their own success, somebody who works hard. This is either a woman who is educated or she's doing her own business. All the pentacles represents all the work that she's been doing in life. And every pentacle is her next level of success, her next achievement that she's doing, whether she is studying, educating herself, or whether she's working on a business, or whether she's working on her career, that she's kind of meticulously thriving to success. Queen of Coins this represents any woman of the earth sign. This is the earth element, and is very much a woman who is stable in her life, steady, home and family orientated. She likes to look after her family. She likes to create comfort. She's a good homemaker, or somebody, for example, who likes to cook or who likes to create a comfortable home environment. But also emotionally and mentally, she's very stable. She's very loyal. She's hardworking. She's devoted to her loved ones or her work and career. So all the earth signs like Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, whether they're men or women, they like to work hard and they like to be surrounded by their loved ones, and they would do absolutely anything for the ones they love. So they create abundance, they create prosperity, they create comfort, and there is nothing they wouldn't do for the people they love. These are all the earth signs. Also, the Queen of Coins and the Empress represent earthy sensuality, that this woman is very pleasant to look at. She could have a nice voice, a nice way of talking. There's something warm and pleasant about her. And I'm saying all this because these cards came up like how he sees you and what he sees in you. The Empress is the main woman in his life. So that could be that he sees you as a potential long-term partner or a wife or a mother to his children. He sees you as somebody he can start a family with, he can settle down, somebody who is loyal and also self-achieving and self-accomplished and self-sufficient type. This is also a woman who is fine, educated, somebody who doesn't like anything that's like not, how can I say, not beautiful enough, that she has fine sense to beauty, to art, to music, sophisticated kind of type of woman. And Virgos are very much into arts, into the fine things in life. Either they like visiting art galleries, or they like nice restaurants, or they like to go to a good classical music concert, like everything that's peaceful and balanced and makes you feel good, like brings your heart and your mind at peace. They're not a hectic personalities. It's nothing like the fire signs when they constantly want to move about and change the scenery and meet new people. Virgos are very, very subtle and settled kind of people, and this is what he likes in you, the sense of peace and security, and also normality that you bring in his life. So Empress means abundance, so very much he sees you as the woman he wants to spend the rest of his life with, a woman who would create all this abundance for him. That could be in terms of creating a family, giving him children, creating a beautiful home for him, giving him all, giving him everything. So I'm going to shuffle some cards from the forest, sacred forest. Let me have a look what comes up here from the spirit guides. Growth. There you go. This card shows another very sensual type of woman. So it's not in a way aggressive passion. It's not like Aries or anything. This is subtle, quiet, warm passion that I feel like it's more like sensuality that I'm getting from her, and sensitivity. I like the red colors and the flowers and everything. This is somebody very introspective as well. The way she's looking at the distance is almost like she's lost within her own world, and she sees things that only she can see. She could be a little bit dreamy, but still staying within reality. Not like Pisces, not like a water sign, but staying down to earth, but yet being creative and dreamy. What else it comes up here on this card? Let me have a look. I'm just shuffling the cards here. New beginnings. I think this guy, even though he hurt your feelings in the past and he left for some reason which is unexplainable right now, he will come back because he's very strongly drawn towards you. He likes you. He sees you as the woman that he wants to be with on every level. And there will be a new beginning for you. The death is about endings and new beginnings. Endings of the past way of life, the past attitudes, the past patterns of thinking. This person has totally transformed and changed himself into a new version of himself, and a new beginning, a new rebirth. The death is not only about ending of the past, it's also about the new life coming out, the new him being reborn. And after he transformed himself into something new, then he will be back and he will start a brand new beginning. I'm getting new beginnings and growth. He went through a lot of growth, like personal growth, after having a lot of a dark time. Maybe after the separation, the breakup that he had to grow, he had to learn, he had to become a more evolved version of himself. If you're dealing with a Scorpio, the growth and the evolution are very important because they can completely change themselves. Like, you know, the different stages of the Scorpio, like he can start as a scorpion and then he can grow into the high flying eagle, but that's like different topic. So I'm going to, yeah, so your guy has grown a lot from insecure, immature person who left you in this position of being rejected and heartbroken, maybe jilted, maybe he went after someone else, maybe he did not what really wants. Now, ever since she came into his life, he has grown and changed so much that now he knows what he wants. He wants the successful, self-sufficient woman. He wants an earthy, sensual, kind, and nurturing queen of coins. And also he wants to have a woman who will stay with him for the rest of his life. So he's not running after options anymore. He's not wondering what else is out there for him. He knows what he wants now, and he wants his Empress. So I'm going to shuffle some cards from the Romance Angels just to finish this reading. This reading is a little bit longer than the others because it started off really sad, and I didn't want to leave it on a sad note, and that's why I kept pulling more and more cards, because I wanted kind of to give you a good positive message and something to think about rather than leaving you feeling sad and alone. Let's have a look what the Romance Angels have for us. I think this is going to work out. You know that learning card, the 8 of Pentacles, I think he had to learn a lot about himself and a lot about his previous relationships, how he has behaved before. If he had some failed relationships in the past, maybe he had to learn why this happened and to change himself into a lot of a more evolved human being than what he was before. So he can have this beautiful, fine woman, and he can keep her for the rest of his life, and she can be his forever. Okay, Romance Angels. Oh, look, new love. I think, Virgos, you're going to start a new loving relationship with this guy, whoever he was. This says new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. And this card also said new beginnings. And I think something's about to happen soon. Something's about to enter your life in a whole new way. Okay. And one more card from the Romance Angels. What are we getting from the Romance Angels? Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. I think you're going to have loads of fun with this guy. If he's a Scorpio, I'm sure that he knows how to show you some good times.